Hey everybody, welcome to Greenbelt, Maryland. Look at this campground that we're staying in. This nice campsite we have here. And then here's Tansy. Hi Tansy. Are you enjoying it out here? Nice and peaceful? Oh yeah. Yeah. Laying on your little rug. Yeah. In your little catio. So Greenbelt is right on the edge of Washington, D.C. And it's only 5 minutes from the subway. So anyway, I guess the question today is, what does DC stand for? Let's see, Utah's UT, Arizona's AZ. Let's check into that. If you know, put it in the comments below. Hey everybody, welcome to Tigner Adventures. Hey, we are in, well, close to Washington, D.C.
Maryland.
Yep, we're in Maryland. So does anyone know what D.C. stands for? What does D.C. stand for?
District of Columbia.
Yeah, District of Columbia. So
Who knew?
who knew? So anyway, Washington, D.C. It's kind of like saying, hey, we're from, we raised our kids in Salt Lake City, UT. But, so I don't know, it's kind of an interesting setup, but we'll talk more about Washington, D.C. In today's video. We got some interesting facts to show you and things like that. We are headed to the metro, or subway, or I don't know, it's a train above ground, so then it becomes a subway, and so it's kind of interesting. Yes. So anyway, we're going to show you that. We're headed over to there. It's only like 5 minutes from here.
Yay.
As the crow flies.
We are in a very
20
nice
minutes.
park. It's a national park.
Yeah, this is a national park right in Maryland, right
in the
here.
middle of Maryland.
Yeah, well, it's not the middle, it's right on the edge.
Pretty
but
close.
but it's perfect because we're
there's
boondocking.
town all around it.
Yeah, we're boondocking. So this is so we got a nice sunny day
and
for
it's a
solar.
very sunny day.
So
I gotta put my sunglasses on.
yeah, so anyway, we're gonna check out the area because we've been here before, 2 years ago.
Yes.
And we had a lot of fun, so we're gonna check out some other things in DC for this trip.
It's tick loaded.
Yeah, we've already found 2 ticks. Well, Tansy found one, and I found one on some wood I got to cut to put on the RV. The site wasn't the most level again, so we had to put some wood under the tires. But hey, we are setting really good now.
Yes.
The ranger kind of followed us in. It says,
hot. Let's get going.
it says 35 feet maximum. So this is a little tip. If it says 35 feet maximum, you put that your rig is 35 feet. That way it'll show you the sites. And then you look at the pictures of the sites to see how you can get in there.
Over.
Yeah, where it can hang over. Because the rule really is that your tires have to stay on the pavement. So that's what we are. But he followed us in, we parked, and he goes, ah, you look good. Okay. But anyway, it's kind of funny. So, okay, let's go to the subway. We went through the transit gates, successful. We got a senior card now. This is what it looks like. But we transferred it to our phone. And so the transit authority individual at the station, when you walk in, helped us do that. So I guess we look like we needed help. Yeah, so anyway, now it's on our phone, so we don't have to worry about the card anymore. That's just trash, but we have it on our phone, and I have mine from 2 years ago, and so I just added
2 years ago.
Yeah, so I just added cash to it, and we're ready to go. So anyway, we have a whole $8 each on our cards. So, but you know, it stays there. You can't take it off. So there's no sense putting a ton on there if we don't know what we're really doing yet. So
let's see how we do today.
Yeah. So anyway, we're headed downtown. Okay, we are at the College Park, U of Maryland. So it's a college here, and this is a train station or a metro station. So the interesting thing is it starts out as a train just running above ground, and then it goes down into under the city when it gets into the congested area. So anyway, just interesting. So metro, subway, same thing. It's just You know, usually when it's in town and it's actually down below the town, then they call it a subway. And an interesting thing to note, if you're old, we don't call it old, do we? We call it senior. So if you are a senior, which is 65, then you get to actually buy a senior card.
You pick it up at the library.
You have to go to a library or a metro station that has it, because not all of them do, and not necessarily all the libraries have them in stock. So we checked with the library ahead of time, but we get 50% off of our ride. So this normally going downtown, this is a Saturday and Sunday, it's $2.50 everywhere the metro goes. But on weekdays, it's based on how far you go and everything. So anyway, we get 50% off. So today we're paying $1.25. So pretty good deal for sure. So we are downtown Washington, D.C. Well, we're really downtown. We're down under Washington, D.C. You can see on this map here, we have gone under what they call the mall, and we are going to the Air and Space Museum today. So we have to go that direction. But look at this underground. This is where all the trains in DC all come together. So, or at least one place. But this is a pretty cool looking place down here. So this is what we look for when we're trying to find a place to get into the subway. It's a metro sign. Look at this cool fountain. Pretty cool.
Comes all the way
reflecting.
down the side.
Yeah.
Don't back up.
So, anyway, let me see your phone. So pull up that last photo. So Washington, D.C. was actually formed back in 1790. So, I gotta put my readers on here so I can actually see what's going on here. But anyway, it says Washington, D.C. was established as the capital of the United States in 1790 as a result of a compromise following 7 years of negotiation by members of the U.S. Congress. The location on the Potomac River was chosen in part because it already included 2 existing port towns of Georgetown and Alexandria, which served as regional shipping centers for tobacco and wheat. So anyway, and one of the reasons that this was created was because there's no representation here. You know, they don't have senators, they don't have representatives. This is where, you know, the government exists.
The center of the government.
The houses and, you know, the Capitol, the president, everybody's here in District of Columbia because they didn't want anybody to have more...
Be home court.
Yeah.
Advantage.
Home court advantage. That's a good reference. Yeah. So, anyway, they carved this little area out of Virginia and Maryland.
Yeah, made
and so anyway.
all the museums.
Yeah. How many museums?
I think 17.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's a couple
more than I thought.
Yeah. And a national zoo. So, and right behind us, kind of pointing that direction right there, is the National Mall, where a lot of those museums are. And the nice thing is they're all free.
That's what we
free.
Like.
Yeah, we love free.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're headed to the Air and Space Museum. So we'll do a video on that separate from this one, but we just want to kind of talk about DC in general and just give you some ideas of how to get around DC.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I am standing in the middle of the National Mall here in Washington, DC. Back behind me there, you can see the Washington Monument. If we go back further, which we can't see, we can see Lincoln down there all the way to the end. There's other museums on both sides of the mall here. And then if we turn to the opposite direction, we have the U.S. Capitol right behind us here. So this is a big area that goes from there all the way down to Lincoln's Monument. And once we actually get to the Washington Monument, if we take we're looking at it right now. If we take a right, then we would run into the White House. So just all right here, and we have all these museums and Smithsonian things all up and down this whole monument. They have this sign on the street corner. You can scan, plan, and go for all the museums. Oh, and to give you some more information on DC, which is the District of Columbia, what that means is the city is a federal district, not part of the U.S. state, which we mentioned. And here's the significance. So district is a special government controlled area created by the U.S. Constitution. Columbia equals an old poetic name for the United States derived from Christopher Columbus. So that's what that's all about. And something else I found really interesting is that the DC residents, so there are a lot of people living in DC in that area, right? So they do pay federal taxes historically, and but they've had limited voting representation in Congress, which is why you often see the phrase taxation without representation on the license plates for them. So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. Hey, this morning we're going to go back into DC and we're going to ride our bikes. So let's show you how we're going to ride our bikes to the subway and take the subway into town, and we're going to give you a little bit of an insight there, and this will be our first time, so let's go do that. This is the Metro Access Trail. I'm going first because Ninette wants me to break all the spider webs. This goes all downhill till we get to the road. Then we got to figure out how to cross the road. Nice little trail. So we have to ride on the highway. So besides taking the subway into town and then walking around, we can ride our bikes. So we're taking our bikes on our subway today on this trip, and you can ride your bikes around town. There are buses that you can get, hop-on, hop-off buses. They used to have a Washington, D.C. circular bus,
it's gonna get loud.
but they've canceled that. This is the control room at this end of the train. We're on the very end of it. Then we'll turn around and go back the other way. This will be the front of the train. Well, we're riding the metro, subway, whatever, and we're heading back out to camp. So we're heading back out to Greenbelt, and we're on the Green Line train. We've been on the red today. You'll see that on a different video. That was going to the zoo. Now we're back onto the green, and we're almost to the end of the stops. We have arrived at our last stop on the WMTA. That's the Metro Transit for Washington, D.C. So
Very nice, very clean. It's nice to ride.
it's pretty, and it's easy to
And we
figure out.
actually did our bikes on there.
Yeah,
It's
so
okay.
so it's
Got a little crowded.
It gets a little crowded at rush hour.
Yeah.
This is rush hour.
Yeah.
We kind of waited a little bit too long before we left D.C., but
Well, the
hey,
zoo.
it still worked. Yeah, so
So
you know, I think this is the best way to get around. I hate to try to drive. I think it would cost a lot more to drive somewhere, and then for sure trying to park downtown. Oh, that'd be hard. So the metro here is definitely your friend. And then once you get downtown, there's all kinds of those options I was talking about. I think the hop on, hop off, we didn't do that because we've been here enough that we didn't want to take that one. But if this is your first time, I'd probably do one of those hop on, hop off buses, you know, especially if you don't want to walk everywhere, or ride your bike.
yeah.
Take your life in your hands on those streets.
Yeah,
So
now
anyway,
we just have to get home.
yeah, we got to get home. So, hey, thanks for coming
Wash
along
your
with us on this.
fingers.
Hopefully you learned something. And we'll just plan on seeing you guys on the next video or somewhere down the road. Talk to you later. Bye.